Continuing from the previous episode 1200. Gollum. The dazzling evil power was extremely dark, like a burst of demons that devoured people, shooting directly at the four people. Shui Wei and Lu Qing naturally dealt with it easily, but when they wanted to save Yu Xiaoyi, it was too late. The evil power that attacked Xiaoyan was destroyed by the power of fighting immortals on Xiaoyan. But other than that, Yu Xiaoyi was so frightened that she slumped on the ground. Do heroes save beauty? It's not that easy. When the two-star Do Xian late-stage guard saw this, he smiled slowly, and then the evil force that attacked Yu Xiaoyi increased in speed by a large margin, and instantly escaped. In front of Xiaoyan. Damn, it's too late. When Xiaoyan saw this, his expression was secretly startled. Die. Seeing this, the crime guard in the late stage of the two-star Do Xian slowly smiled, as if he had already seen the picture of Yu Xiaoyi's delicate body being pierced by the power of evil. Boom boom boom. But at this critical moment, Yu Xiaoyi just felt that her delicate body seemed to be smashed away viciously by someone, and flew backwards directly. Oh! When they noticed this scene, the late two-star Dushan guard couldn't help but glance at Xiaoyan a few more times. Quite apprehensive. Destroy it to me. Xiaoyan instantly knocked Yu Xiaoyi's figure away, and then the dazzling evil aura directly attacked Xiaoyan. Although it was a close call, Xiaoyan's dazzling fire attribute power of fighting immortals radiated directly wiping out that evil power. Shui Wei, give me 3 minutes. Seeing that the crisis had been resolved, Xiaoyan immediately sat cross-legged and said something to Shui Wei. At this time, Xiaoyan needs to urge the core inscription of his life to condense the formation pattern, and then inject it into the formation, so as to maintain the power of the formation. Otherwise the formation at this time is just a prototype, which is a sin for the late two-star fighting immortal. Wei poses no threat. Leave it to us. Shui Wei and Lu Qing nodded slightly when they heard the words, and then attacked the crime guard. Yu Xiaoyi, who was beside him, was obviously at a loss, and sat on the spot dumbfounded. Hoo, the core inscription of life, give it to me. I want to see how much the formation pattern can condense this time. After Xiaoyan finished speaking, the dazzling soul force went directly to the Nigong Wan in the body, and a trace of the core inscription was directly condensed out by it, and then injected into it. In the array, with the continuous injection of formation patterns by Xiaoyan, the pressure in this formation was suddenly increasing at a terrifying speed. It's just a group of ants. Since you want to play, let's play with you. Seeing this, the guard of the late two-star Do Xian snorted slightly. Heavenly water column. At the next moment, Shui Wei directly broke out a very tyrannical attack. Above the arm, a huge water column about 100 feet in size suddenly appeared. Above the water column, a rather soft, but extremely destructive force, the terrifying power is slowly born. Death to me. As soon as the voice fell, Shui Wei's arm suddenly waved, and the power of the Tianshui column burst into it, and there was a rather tyrannical shaking wherever it passed along the way. It's a good attack, but for me, it's useless. The late two-star Do Xian guard seems to be more than a little bit stronger than the late one-star Do Xian guard, facing Shui Wei so tyrannical at this time. A blow. There is still no fear. Evil demon hand. Seeing the fierce water column attacking him, the late two-star Do Xian guard didn't have any fear. Instead he called out softly, and suddenly his arm wrapped in black robe slowly lifted, and at the same time, on his arm, a vicious aura that made the pupils of Shui Wei and the others shake violently emerged silently. What an evil power! Seeing this, Lu Qing on the side couldn't help but wrinkle her beautiful eyes. Obviously, this dark and evil power gave her a rather tyrannical coercion. Ha! Break it for me! Shui Wei's huge water column came directly in front of the late two-star Do Xian guard, and suddenly the guard's arm, which was already surrounded by evil aura, was lightly raised, and he grabbed it abruptly. Puff, puff! The sound of dripping water slowly sounded above the altar. How could it be possible? Seeing that the late two-star Dushan guard easily wiped out his powerful attack in an instant, Shui Wei's heart turned out to be filled with fear. Don't be afraid, there's Xiaoyan, we have to buy him some time. As long as the formation is condensed, this guy will not be far from death. Lu Qing glanced at Xiaoyan and closed his eyes. Adding this, the formation of the altar continued to strengthen, and then said, "But this guy's strength is too strong." Xue Wei heard the words. A dignified expression appeared on her face. Look at me. When Lu Qing heard this, a dazzling light slowly appeared on his delicate body. Light system? How is that possible? After seeing the pure white halo emerging from Lu Qing's body, the late two-star Do Xian guard suddenly raised a few decibels and lost his voice. The evil power of the evil race outside the realm belongs to the dark lineage in essence, and it is natural to be afraid of this kind of light system. Light? Hearing the guard's exclamation, Xue Wei also cast a puzzled look at Lu Qing. No one knows Lu Qing's identity, the only thing they know is Jade Legacy. And the light system is undoubtedly one of the few systems in the entire Daqin world. This type of system, in the Daqin world, is owned by only one power. Holy Sea. Within the Holy Sea, there are powerhouses with the light system. They believe in gods. Among them, the angel family is the most prominent. It is said that they are the forces left behind in the world like angels. They are the most devout believers of the angel family and are loyal to the angels. The sound of light listening. A light-based fighting spirit emerged from Lu Qing's body, and the next moment, Bei's lips moved slightly, and a touching voice came out slowly. Not good. As Lu Qing launched the attack, the criminal guard on the side secretly screamed, "No!" just about to escape, but his body was involuntarily held in place. Looking down, he was actually imprisoned by two beams of light under his feet. Light, destroy the darkness. Lu Qingbei's lips moved, and whispered some rather mysterious spells. Gulagulu. As soon as the voice fell, a milky white halo appeared on Lu Qing's body, with the superpower that destroyed all evil, and attacked the crime guard directly. It's too late. Seeing that the attack was irresistible, the late two-star Do Xian guard suddenly saw the guard not far from him, and immediately waved his hand, which immediately drew him in front of him. Boom boom boom. The milky white halo didn't have the slightest imposing manner, and it gently came to the late two-star Do Xian guard, and then it was like a flash in the pan. The energy was violently compressed, and it exploded in an instant. The light beam that seems to be quite small, but at this moment, the light of the world burst out. Continuing from the previous episode 1201. Tisk tisk tisk. I didn't expect this little girl to be from the Holy Sea. Seeing such violent energy fluctuations in the field, the Soul Eater who was hiding in Xiao Yan's body said slowly. The Holy Sea? What is that? Xiao Yan was surprised by Lu Qing's sudden and tyrannical blow while condensing the pattern. The Holy Sea is quite a powerful force. Even all the powers of the 8 major races in your mouth are like playing a family in front of them. Soul Eater said, It won't be so strong, will it? Xiao Yan's heart suddenly turned dark when he heard the words. Cough, of course, this has to exclude your perverted Xiao clan. Seeing Xiao Yan's doubts, the Soul Eater explained. The power of the Holy Sea is indeed powerful, but how can it be compared with the Xiao clan? You must know that the Xiao clan is at the top of the world. Although this Holy Sea is tyrannical, compared with the real Xiao clan, it is nothing short of nothing. Do you know the resurrection magic? The Soul Eater asked. The resurrection magic that claims to be able to revive all living beings? Xiao Yan said in surprise. The angel family masters the resurrection magic, and under the angel family, there are countless vassal races, of which the Holy Sea is undoubtedly the most powerful one. The Holy Sea believes in angels. They publicize the virtues of angels in the lower realm, thereby accumulating the power of faith for the angel family, and the angels give gifts to the Holy Sea in the lower realm every once in a while. And the girl in front of me, just relying on my induction, the light energy on her body is too huge. I'm afraid her status is not low in the Holy Sea. The Lord of Soul Eater said, Forget it, let's end these things first. Xiao Yan shook his head and did not think about other things for the time being. Boom boom boom. The terrifying storm of light lasted for about 5 minutes before slowly dissipating, and the location of the original 2-star Do Xian late-stage crime guard was forcibly bombed out in a range of more than tens of meters, a huge crater with a depth of more than tens of meters. How is the situation? Xue Wei looked at Lu Qing, who was motionless, and couldn't help but speak. He is not dead. Lu Qing shook his head slightly, his voice full of indifference. What? It's not dead? Xue Wei couldn't help being shocked when she heard this. The evil aura on the guard's body was undoubtedly restrained by the light element. Under this restraint, the gap in strength would be infinitely narrowed, and Lu Qing's attack just now was quite terrifying. There was no such terrifying attack. To obliterate the Sin Guard, I am afraid that it is more difficult to defeat the Sin Guard with just a few of them. Susu, I didn't expect to meet a little girl of the light element. In the deep pit, a voice full of hatred and evil resounded slowly. It's so despicable. Everyone in Shuihui looked at the sound and saw that at the bottom of the deep pit, the late 2-star Do Xian guard tightly held the corpse of the late 1-star Do Xian who had just passed out. At this time, the corpse of the late stage of Yixing Dushan was tightly held, and even the evil power on that body collapsed in an instant under the attack of Lu Qingguang's Do Qi, and the entire body became fragmented. Wow! The late 2-star Do Xian guard directly threw the guard who had lost all vitality at random, and then walked towards Lu Qing step by step. Seeing his fierce eyes, he was eager to give Lu Qing to him directly. Generally swallowed. Miss Lu, let's go. At this time, Shuihui didn't have time to explain too much. She went directly to Lu Qing and opened her hands and said. Lu Qing's attack just now was powerful, but it undoubtedly consumed too much vindictive energy, causing her body to be quite weak now. You all have to die. The Sin Guards of the late 2-star Do Xian didn't seem to intend to give them any chance to breathe. They directly exuded extremely dazzling evil power, trying to swallow everyone up. Damn. That's it. At this time, even Shuihui felt a sense of powerlessness. Haha. After being arrogant for so long, it's time for you to taste the power of this formation. Just when Aaron was overwhelmed, a burst of laughter slowly swept away. Formation? But the Sin Guard in the later stage of the 2-star Do Xian said abruptly. Boom! As soon as the voice fell, the space surrounded by the altar suddenly became hot, and a trace of tyrannical power continued to emerge. The molten world? Not good. When Shuihui saw this, the space in the altar instantly turned into a molten world, and she jumped up, trying to escape. Fire and water are incompatible. This is my formation, and it won't cause any harm to everyone. Sorry, I'm a little late. Xiao Yan's figure slowly came to the side of the two, and then a gentle force was transmitted directly to Lu Qing's body. Shuihui on the side heard the words, and also stood slightly above the molten world, but found that the molten world was only hot and had nothing else. Feeling such a soft power, Lu Qing's complexion improved slightly, but Lu Qing also wondered, who is this Xiao Yan sacred? Leave this guy to me. After Xiao Yan finished speaking, his figure flashed and he came directly to the guard. Sister Lu, I'm sorry for causing you trouble. At this time, Yu Xiaoyi also returned to normal, came to Lu Qing, and buried her head slightly. It's alright, it was the first time I encountered such a situation, and I haven't done as well as you. Ji Qing comforted. Sister Lu, Xiao Yan, can he really defeat this guy? Until now Yu Xiaoyi's negative emotions towards Xiao Yan were completely resolved. I don't know, but this crime guard has consumed a lot of strength in the battle just now, so it should be okay. Lu Qing finished speaking, trying to recover his fighting spirit. Once Xiao Yan was defeated, she would take action. 27,000 patterns. Xiao Yan said slowly when he came to the guilty guard. The crime guard at this time had already consumed too much of his source power under Lu Qing's attack just now, so with the addition of the formation, Xiao Yan was confident enough to obliterate him. Next, let me take your life. After Xiao Yan finished speaking, his figure suddenly appeared like a ghost in all directions of the formation. Damn, if it wasn't for the fact that the light energy on the little girl just consumed too much source power, I'm afraid you, a boy in the early stage of star-fighting immortals, could crush you to death with just one finger. A voice. Hee. You should take care of yourself first. After Xiao Yan finished speaking, the figure suddenly appeared behind the criminal guard, and then his palm suddenly pushed out, and a hot wave of terror suddenly radiated out. Peefed. The crime guard was hit by such a blow, and a mouthful of blood spurted out, and in the blood, it turned out to be a rare black color. Until this time, the face of the Sin Guard turned completely gloomy. Because he knows that there seems to be some mysterious power in this formation that suppresses him. If he doesn't escape from here, then he is very likely to fall completely. Wonderful bookstore. Continuing from the previous episode 1202. This formation is called Molten Purgatory, which Xiao Yan realized by himself. The place surrounded by the formation is a world of red flames and molten lava. It is filled with the purifying power of holy flames. At this time, on the altar wrapped by the formation, it has turned into a red lava world, but this is only the first step of lava purgatory. According to Xiaoyan's guess, if you want to completely perfect this lava purgatory, I am afraid this flame will turn blue-yellow, and at that time, I am afraid that it is not difficult to trap some ordinary 1-star 2-star fighting immortals just by this formation. But obviously, at this time, the 27,000 array patterns are not enough to display the full power of the lava purgatory, but with the help of the semi-finished product at this time, it is enough to deal with the injured guard. As the master of the formation, Xiaoyan is naturally quite easy to control the molten formation. The enemy is the sinner, and the formation is repelled by the formation. Shuewei and the others are friends, so the formation is not right. It's threatening. Little bastard, what the asterisk is this molten slurry? The criminal guard just spewed out a mouthful of blood, and his aura was weakened, and he could vaguely feel that his strength had suddenly dropped to the early stage of the 2-star Do Xian, and he had not even stopped the sign, and then stared at Xiaoyan with gloomy eyes. Aren't you looking for something in this molten slurry? Xiaoyan sneered, his voice echoing in all directions in the formation. It can be said without hesitation that this formation has been completely stabilized by Xiaoyan's 27,000 core formation patterns. Unless the criminal guard regains his peak strength, he will not be able to escape. Although Xiaoyan's strength is weak, but with the blessing of the formation and holy flame, it is not difficult to obliterate this sinner with evil power. After all, the power of holy flame is the biggest nemesis of its evil power. 10,000 fires, who will compete with each other? A majestic voice sounded slowly, and a burst of red lava suddenly gathered around Xiaoyan and flowed slowly around him. In the lava, not only Xiaoyan's battle immortal power, and even has some other powers. This guy's formation is so strong, I'm afraid it's not a finished product. As a human with a high status in the Holy See, Lu Qing naturally saw some hidden things in the red lava around Xiaoyan at a glance. The red lava actually gave Lu Qing an inexplicable pressure. You must know that Lu Qing has a light element, plus he has a lot of knowledge, and this feeling is only at the core of the Holy See. Encountered, however, the most central place of their Holy See, the thing stored is a holy flame. Even Lu Qing's background and strength have only been touched once, but the fluctuation above the holy flame can't be faked. It was a rather strange power, and that power was a deadly threat to the criminal guards. You shouldn't be contaminated with the aura of a foreign evil clan, otherwise, the 2-star fighting immortal is still irresistible to me, but it's a pity. Since it has become a moth that endangers the world, then it should disappear completely from this moment. Xiaoyan's voice was like a Sanskrit, and it was slowly passed through the lava purgatory. The fiery red lava spread out from around him in a strange wave like a water wave. Not good. And when the weak guard saw Xiaoyan's body red lava spread in a strange wave, a touch of fear from the depths of his soul swept his body. This is. Yu Xiaoyi and Shuewei on the side looked at the sky. They were like flame kings. Their gestures were filled with the power of destroying the sky and the earth, and they couldn't help whispering. On this guy, there are definitely fluctuations of holy flames. At this moment, seeing only a trace of khaki flames emerging from the fiery red lava on Xiaoyan's body, Lu Qing's lips showed a seductive smile. Lu Qing's status in the Holy See can be said to be extremely high. This time, he left the Holy See to experience and collect holy flames. After all, when Lu Qing left the Holy See, there was a powerful prophecy in their Holy See that the Second World War was coming, and Sheng Yan was the biggest nemesis of the aliens, so the task of collecting Shengen to fight against the aliens, and handed it over to Lu Qing. In the first battle of heaven and earth, the 36 holy flames made huge sacrifices for the entire world, and even more holy flames did their best. Although they finally won, many holy flames were falling into reincarnation, waiting for the call of the destined person. Boom boom boom. Under the gazes of everyone, the red molten slurry instantly turned into a khaki flame behemoth with a ferocious mouth. The crime guard was seriously injured by Lu Qingguang's Do Qi and weakened. At this time, when Xiaoyan used the power of holy flame, he was instantly drowned in khaki flames. Peefed. The khaki flame is Huoxin Tianyang. Although the ranking is not high, it is naturally easy to kill a Sin guard who is seriously injured. Hoo-hoo. After the criminal guard was wiped out, the formation was instantly removed by Xiao Yan, and Xiao Yan's figure collapsed in an instant. Soul power, spiritual power, and the power of holy flame are used together, and it really consumes a lot of money. Xiao Yan sat on the altar, slowly running Fenju to absorb the fighting energy of heaven and earth to replenish himself. Xiao Yan was promoted too quickly because of the holy flame, and this kind of overloaded battle can make Xiao Yan adapt as soon as possible. Xinhua 81 Zhang Wian Wang U, Kai 8, approximately 1 ZS. Koam. After this battle, Xiao Yan vaguely felt that his strength seemed to have reached the peak of the early stage of 1-star Do Xian, and stepping into the middle stage of 1-star Do Xian was also a matter of course. And once you step into the middle or late stage of the 1-star fighting immortal, you can use the power of the fighting spirit to successfully break through the 1-star fighting immortal and step into the 2-star fighting immortal. What happened? Both of the two sinners have fallen? Not even a trace of soul power? But the sinner who had just exited the underground passage was shocked, and a bad premonition slowly emerged. To be able to obliterate the late 1-star Do Xian and the late 2-star Do Xian, two criminal guards at the same time, that guy's strength cannot be underestimated. Captain, what's the matter? In the distance, Yu Yifeng, who was rushing towards Shawu village, looked at the motionless Yu Yifeng and said, "According to the situation in the past, this Shawu village should have been full of cooking smoke, and it was very lively, but it was very quiet at this time, so let's speed up." After Yu Yifeng finished speaking, the speed skyrocketed and followed. If something happened to Xiao Yan and the others, I'm afraid he won't be able to eat his legacy. Not for anything else, just because there is his third brother's daughter, Yu Xiaoyi, and the Supreme Vatican Lu Qing. Lu Qing's specific identity, Jade Legacy, is unknown, but it can be said that his status can be said to be indescribable for the Supreme Leader of the Holy See to speak. Continuing from the previous episode 1203. Strange, this Shawu village was not crowded in the past, how could it be empty today? The four Yu Yifeng had just arrived at the edge of Shawu village, and the village chief of the deserted village said, "The relationship between Desolate Village and Shawu Village is good, so according to the old village chief's understanding, it is natural to easily detect that something is wrong here. I'm afraid something happened here, and I always feel that there is some danger ahead. Old village chief, let's part ways here. This is a little thought." After Yu Yifeng finished speaking, a money bag flashed out, threw it towards the old village chief, and then walked away towards the altar without looking back. I don't know why, Yu Yifeng always has a feeling of trepidation. Captain, seeing Yu Yifeng's appearance like this, the other two powerhouses in the team couldn't help but ask. "Let's go." Yu Yifeng's face was gloomy, he let out a loud snort, and then accelerated his speed towards the center of the village. After all, the area of Shawu village is quite large. If you want to enter the center of the altar from the outside, there is still some distance. Hoo-hoo. On the other hand, in the center of the altar, after eradicating the guilty guards of the late 2-star Do Xian, Xiao Yan stood quietly and recovered his breath. Using the power of mental power, soul power and fighting qi at the same time really made Xiao Yan a little overwhelmed, but fortunately, it was Xiao Yan's Fenju that had recovered nearly 80% of his power in just a few minutes. It made Xiao Yan also curious about Fenju. "Little brother Xiao Yan, are you all right?" Shui Yu, who was in charge of guarding while watching Xiao Yan open his eyes, asked with a hurried smile. "It's fine." Xiao Yan got up gently, then smiled. "I have already sent a signal to the captain, and the captain is coming here." Shui said. As for Lu Qing on the side, her eyes were green, as if she was thinking about something, and Yu Xiaoyi was also staring at Xiao Yan with changing eyes. It's a pity that this late Xing Do Xian and the late 2-star Do Xian criminal guard. The Lord of Soul Eater in the body expressed a slight regret. The Lord of Soul Eater was originally a strong man with the power of devouring. Soul Eater Talisman, a ghost soldier, can naturally be fearless, so as to recover his own power by devouring the power of others. However, Xiao Yan is also a little puzzled. It seems that this Soul Eater can devour anyone and turn it into his own power, and even if he devours the evil tribe outside the territory, it will not be polluted by the power of the evil tribe outside the territory. This makes Xiao Yan couldn't help but look forward to the strength of the Soul Eater. Susu. What a light system. What a holy flame. While Xiao Yan was talking with everyone, He was located less than 10 meters away from the altar, and suddenly started to wriggle slightly, and then a ghostly body slowly emerged. The space wriggled slightly, and then calmed down again. Even Xiao Yan didn't notice the change. Humph. The two criminal guards who killed my sin, you guys, you can only repay with death. A powerhouse in the middle stage of the 3-star Do Emperor and some small shrimps are coming from a distance. Let's just catch you all. The evil sinner was quite confident, and after muttering to himself, he immediately melted into the air. Wait quietly. Xiao Yan, little Yi, are you all right? After a while, Yu Yifeng came to the altar first, and immediately saw that the 4 people in the altar were intact, and immediately said with joy. Second uncle. Ooh, Yu Xiaoyi just saw Yu Yifeng, and she burst into tears. Obviously, if Xiao Yan hadn't saved her just now, I'm afraid her life would be. It's all over. Yu Yifeng could naturally guess why Yuya was like this, so he comforted him immediately. Second uncle, this time we were attacked. It was Xiao Yan who saved me. If it wasn't for him, I'd be afraid. Yuya Yinyi bit his teeth lightly, looked at Xiao Yan and said. The one who attacked you is. The land monkey on the side couldn't help but said. It's a sin. A late stage 1-star Do Xian guard, and a late stage 2-star Do Xian. Shui Yu in the distance walked up slowly, apparently, as the only 2-star Do Xian among the 4. He finally defeated the crime guard was seriously injured by Lu Qingguang, so he was obliterated by Xiao Yan's formation and thunder methods. What? Guilty guards in the late 2-star fighting immortals? Yu Yifeng couldn't help frowning when he heard the words. Naturally, there is no problem in the late stage 1-star Do Xian guard. As for the late 2-star Do Xian powerhouse, they were also successfully killed with the help of Lu Qing and Xiao Yan. But we feel that there are still their men here. Shuiwei said. Susu. It turns out that it was you who killed my subordinates. As soon as Shuiwei's voice fell, the entire space was suddenly filled with a rather cold evil aura. This breath is like ice that has not melted for thousands of years. It is extremely piercing, and it is also filled with quite evil power. Good guy. Feeling this tyrannical aura, both Xiao Yan and Lu Qing's faces turned gloomy instantly. With Xiao Yan's holy flame and because Lu Qing was born into the light element, it was natural that I felt the horror of this guy for the first time. The strength of this guy is much stronger than the combined strength of the first 2 sinners. Captain, seeing that the space is full of ice silk flying, but the evil figure is moving at a high speed like a ghost, so that everyone can't catch the specific location, and then the land monkey said. This guy is very strong and just a face-to-face, Jade Legacy gave an evaluation. Shuiwei, land monkey, protect them. Thundersnake, I will feign attack, and you will be in charge of the main attack. The next moment, Jade Legacy's fearless aura appeared, and a Bodhidharma order was issued slowly. Wow! Yu Yifeng's voice just fell, and suddenly the pure blue water-type fighting spirit and yellow earth-type fighting spirit on Shuiwei and the earth monkey flashed out at the same time, and then surrounded the crowd into a light curtain that was several dozen meters long. Formation. Protect everyone. As for Jade Legacy, there were hurricanes emerging around him, and then his eyes kept moving, apparently capturing the location of the evil aura. Captain, this guy is moving too fast. I can't hit him. On the side of the thunder snake, the crackling silver thunder slowly flowed, and above the silver thunder, there was the power of the ultimate yang to destroy everything. Susu. A late stage 2-star Do Xian, plus a middle stage 3-star Do Xian, just want to kill me. It's too ignorant to take my ice sinner seriously. As the voice fell, the temperature in the entire space suddenly dropped, and in a certain void, it came out slowly. A figure. This figure is also wearing a black robe, with the red word of sin engraved on the back, but this guy is different from the previous 2 guys, because this guy wears a mask on his face. There is no decoration on the mask. Some are just a touch of dark red aura lingered, but that dark red aura shocked everyone. Continuing from the previous episode 1204. Ice Servant? Xiao Yan couldn't help frowning when he heard the words. Obviously, if he hadn't possessed the holy flame, I'm afraid that the suppression of the 3-star fighting immortals on the 1-star fighting immortals could achieve a one-sided complete crushing. Is the Ice Sinner? This sin is also a bit interesting. The Master of Soul Eaters said slowly. Among the forces of sin, although Xiao Yan had 3 doubts, according to what he knew now, the lowest level of sin was the Sin Guard. The strength of the Sin Guards varies from Do D to a 1-star Do Xian. As for the 2-star Do Xian just now, it should be a special case, but it can also be regarded as the strongest among the Sin Guards. And above the Sin Guard is the Sin Envoy. Whether it is the purity of the evil power or the strength, the Sin Guard is much stronger than the Sin Guard. As for what is above the Sinner, Soul Eater must know, but he didn't tell Xiao Yan. This guy is a bit difficult, don't do it first. Let's see the strength of this guy Yu Yifeng. If these guys have some strength, then go to Icefire Island with them. If it's just some reckless men, I will naturally have a way for you to go to Icefire Island. After entering the Ice and Fire Island to experience, I believe your strength will be greatly enhanced. The Lord of Soul Eaters suddenly smiled maliciously. The guys in the Ice and Fire Island are very strong, and they are all a ruthless villain, used to hone Xiao Yan is the best. Gulu. When Xiao Yan heard this, he didn't know why, but he felt a little uneasy in his heart, as if he had been plotted by Soul Eater. Look at it, the strength of this Ice Sinner is not just as simple as it looks. After the Soul Eater finished speaking, Xiao Yan, who was under the dual protection of the water element and the earth element, turned his eyes to the sky. Crash! Ever since the Ice Sinner appeared, the surrounding space was filled with a biting coldness, and bursts of numbness on the scalp suddenly emerged. Razor, gather your strength, and leave the rest to me, Yu Yifeng said to the Middle Thunder powerhouse with a serious expression. The Thunder element in this team is the second most powerful in the entire team. It has the strength of the late 2-star Dushan and even has achieved quite a lot in the study of the Thunder element. Okay. Thunder Snake heard the words, nodded slightly, and then a touch of Silver Thunder power slowly emerged, and the Silver Thunder quickly hovered over him like a snake. Susu, do you think you can fight me in the middle of the Samsung Do Xian? Idiot talking about a dream. The Ice Guilty Guard, regardless of how Jade Legacy and Thunder Snake condensed a huge attack, slowly lifted off with the help of the ice silk in the sky. This guy, what are you doing? Yu Xiaoyi raised her head slightly, as if she didn't understand why Bing Gui did this. This kind of fluctuation is... Xiao Miu has been staring at him since the appearance of the Ice Sinner. After all, carefully observing the battle of this level of powerhouse will benefit him a lot. However, the Ice Sinner just lifted off, and in the surrounding space, the ice silk that was only about the size of a hair suddenly swelled up, and after the hair-sized ice silk became the size of an arm, the power contained in it, but it can easily obliterate a 1-star fighting immortal powerhouse. Earth Monkey, increase your strength. Shueui bit her lips and said, Okay. The Earth Monkey also understood that if the second layer defense failed, I'm afraid the end of the few of them would not be much better, and they didn't dare to hold back half a point. Domain? In the next moment, Jade Legacy, who was originally condensing a rather tyrannical attack, saw the arm-sized ice strip, and the feeling of unease became even more tyrannical. Among the fighting immortals, fighting skills and martial arts will undoubtedly affect the outcome of the battle, but they are not the most relevant. After reaching Do Xian, the most critical factors affecting the battle are the fighting spirit and the second field. Having a fighting spirit does not necessarily mean you can have a domain, but if you have a domain, you must have a fighting spirit. This is the eternal truth. This guy, Razor on the side, also found that this 10-mile radius was full of moon-white ice strips the size of an arm. The temperature dropped very seriously, and their speed and fighting spirit slowed down. Feel my icy realm, Susu. After the Ice Sinner finished speaking, the dark red power above the mask slowly exuded a more evil wave. This asterisk is actually a guy who owns a domain. Razor couldn't help cursing. In the extreme ice realm of the Ice Sinners, their strength, speed, and even the use and recovery of vindictiveness have been severely suppressed. In addition, the Ice Sinners themselves are stronger than them. I'm afraid there the odds are close to zero. Captain, Thundersnake asked Yu Yifeng, so far, I'm afraid I have to retreat first. Don't panic, although this extreme ice realm is tyrannical, it is not a real enchantment. It is considered a semi-finished product at most, so we still have a chance. Yu Yifeng said at a glance. You're courting death. The arrogant ice emissary was still quite proud, but when Yu Yifeng said this, he immediately burst into anger, but the dark red power above the mask instantly melted into the black robe. This comprehension is half finished, and this is where the Ice Sin makes sin taboo. At the beginning, he worked hard, but only got a semi-finished product, so anyone who sees it through will cause his anger. As the dark red power above the mask merges into the black robe, the aura of the Ice Sinner is even more powerful. Go! Although the field of semi-finished products has suppressed us, it is not impossible. The entrance to Icefire Island is about to appear. If you leave now, I'm afraid. After Yu Yifeng finished speaking, a cyan hurricane filled his body. Boom boom boom. The Ice Sinner was obviously irritated by the words of Yu Yifeng, who saw that he realized that it was a half-finished product. The dark red aura flickered, even if it was isolated by the black robe. The evil atmosphere in the sky slowly permeated www. novelmtlink2.com/small chops. Death to Ben. Be obedient and become the nourishment of my domain. After the Ice Sinner finished speaking, those arm-sized ice bars quickly gathered around him in an instant, and then the next moment, they turned into extremely sharp ice arrows. Suddenly shot at Jade Legacy, Thundersnake and Xiao Yan. At this moment, the originally moon-white ice arrow was stained with a hint of dark red aura. This dark red aura gave everyone a rather tyrannical suppression, as if a little bit of it would be smashed to pieces. The wind is shining on the mountain wall. Yu Yifeng's body flashed a blue hurricane with a size of dozens of meters, and the hurricane whistled, as if preparing to compete with the attack of the Ice Sinner. Lei Yuan Fire Ring. Thundersnake was also not to be outdone. The dazzling silver thunder turned into layers of thunder circles, and spread out towards those evil ice arrows. The masculine power above the thunder just happened to have the power to nemesis evil. Effect. Waterfall Sky Curtain. A huge water curtain condensed by colorless water flow appeared directly in front of Xiao Yan and the others. Earth Rock Shield. On the periphery of the waterfall canopy, the ground suddenly wriggled, and solid khaki yellow rocks appeared out of thin air. Seeing the evil ice arrow attacking him, Shui Wei and Land Monkey looked at each other, and then the dazzling defensive means were displayed. The purpose was naturally for defense. After the four of them had used their means, they naturally collided violently with the evil ice arrow.